This lesson is looking at angle theorems, and we're going to start by reviewing some terminology that I want you to be familiar with. Okay, our first definition, an angle that measures between 0 and 90 is called an acute angle. Okay, for the next blank it says an angle that measures exactly 90 degrees, and we know from our Pythagorean theorem lesson that is a right angle. And it's often marked with a square in the corner. The next type of angle is one that measures between 90 and 180 degrees. That's an obtuse angle. Okay, the next is an angle that measures exactly 180 degrees. That is a straight angle. An angle that measures between 180 and 360 is a reflex angle. If we look at the diagram for the reflex angle, you can see this is our initial arm, and the angle goes all the way to 180 and then past it. Okay, so it's in the third quadrant. If you were to think of a scale here, it goes all the way into that third quadrant. Okay, and the last two definitions is going to help us with some of our line theorems. So two lines that are evenly spaced and never meet. We remember from our unit when we were graphing lines that those are parallel lines. And a line that crosses through the set of parallel lines. So we're talking about this dark line here that crosses through the parallel lines. That's known as a transversal. And when you have a transversal, the line creates angle patterns when it crosses the parallel lines. So we get different patterns in here that we'll talk about in the lesson. All right, let's continue now looking at the angle theorem. So I'm assuming a lot of these is a review that you've gone over it, but if you haven't seen them before, that's why we're reviewing it. So the first theorem we're doing is called complementary angle theorem, and the short form for it is CAT. And complementary angle theorem is that we have two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So we have angle ABC, we can see as 90 degree here, but then we have this other line D, and that creates two angles. So if angle DBC, so let's remember how we name an angle. It starts at D, so it means I would start at D, then it goes to B, so I go DBC. So this angle right here, that's what it's referring to, is 25 degrees. And we want to know what angle ABD is. So to find out angle ABD, we know that it would be 90 subtract 25, and that's going to give me 65 degrees. And that is by the theorem CAT, or complementary angle theorem. Okay, the next theorem that we're going to look at is supplementary angle theorem. So supplementary angle theorem, the short form is SAT, and I like to think of these as the cat in the hat theorems because they rhyme, cat and sat. So supplementary angles are two angles that add to 180 degrees. So we can see here angle CBA, that whole thing is 180 degrees, and we have this line D that divides it up. So if we look at angle DBC, so DBC is here, so if that's 45 degrees, they want us to find this angle in here, angle ABD. So to find that, we would take 180, since we know the two angles add up to 180, and subtract 45. So 180 subtract 45 is 135 degrees, and then we write after it that it's because of supplementary angle theorem, or SAT. Okay, the next angle theorem that we're going to look at is RAT, and this one does not come up very often. So it says the summative angle and its reflexive angle is 360 degrees. So it says angle DAC is 67 degrees. So that means it's 67 degrees in here. And they want to know what is angle DAC? So if I start at DAC and it says reflex, we're talking about this angle here. So we know together they're 360. So if I just do 360, subtract 67, that gives me 293 degrees, and that's by the reflex angle theorem, or RAT. Okay. All right, now our last theorem, this is my favorite theorem, opposite angle theorem. So the short form for that, let me just highlight that, is OAT, opposite angle theorem. This occurs when you have two lines that intersect, and what happens is angles on opposite sides of the straight crossing lines are equal. So if we look, angle AEB, which is here, they tell us is 50 degrees. And then what happens is if we want to find angle DEC, which is here, angle DEC, because they're opposite, they're equal. So this would be 50 degrees by OAT. And then it says angle DEA. So DEA is 130. And angle BEC, which is here, is also going to be 130 because they are opposite each other. That's opposite angle theorem. All right, we got now our parallel line theorems. So again, I'm assuming you've seen these before. So this is our fifth theorem that we're reviewing today, and it's alternate angles. And another way that you'll see alternate angles said is by Z pattern, and it's because we form a Z. Let's just first look at the definition. When you have a set of parallel lines and a transversal, so here's the parallel lines, here's the transversal. So when you have that, alternate angles are equal. So let's take a look at what alternate angles are. An alternate angle, I'm going to make a little sketch here. So here's parallel lines, and you have to check for the arrows. If there's no arrows here showing that the lines are parallel, you can't use this theorem. So alternate angles are equal, or Z pattern, so you can have a Z. See how that makes a Z? And then the angle here and here are equal. But I could also have a Z going the other way. It goes both ways, and so those angles are equal. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so let's look at what it asks us to find. It says angle BGH is 53. So let's look at BGH. So this is 53 degrees. And they want us to find EHG. So EHG is this angle in here. I know that would also be 53 degrees, and it's by alternate angles, and you can just put a Z after it so you know which theorem it is. All right, so for the next one, corresponding angles, or F pattern. So when you have a set of parallel lines and a transversal, corresponding angles are also equal. Okay, and let's do sketches here. Oh, I forgot my parallel lines. We've got to make sure we show that. I'm going to draw 4 of these. And the reason I'm drawing 4 is there's 4 possible F's that you could come from a set of parallel lines in a transversal. So the first one would be the F that we're used to right here. And what we're looking at is this angle and this angle are equal. I think of it as the armpit of the F. So I could have an F that also goes backwards. And so then this angle and this angle are equal. Then I could have an F that's upside down. So this angle and this angle are equal. And I could have an F that's upside down and backwards. This angle and this angle are equal. So there's 4 possibilities. All right, let's look at what the question's asking us. BGH is 53, so it's the same angle as the Z pattern. They want us to find CHD. So CHD is this angle in here. So that would also be 53 degrees, and we can see it's because of F pattern right here. And so the angles in that armpit of the F are equal. All right, the last parallel line theorem is the co-interior angles. So this would be our, I believe, our 7th theorem that we're doing today. Yeah. Okay, so this is our 7th theorem. So co-interior angles make a C pattern. And when you have a set of parallel lines and a transversal, co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So this is the only parallel line theorem where they're not equal. And let's do some sketches just on the side here. So there's my parallel lines with a transversal. And I'm only going to do 2 sketches because only 2 C's are possible. So I could have a C like this, and I could have a C like this. Now when you're looking at the angles, this top angle here is obtuse, and this bottom angle here is acute. So clearly they cannot be the same angle measure. So I'm going to call this one X and this one Y. And so what we know is that together X plus Y has to add up to 180. And then same here, if we look the other way, this obtuse angle, we'll call that X, and this acute angle, we'll call that Y, and together they add to 180. So there's 2 possibilities for C. In the example, we're still sticking with BGH is 53 degrees. They want us to find CHG, so that's this angle in here. So I know these 2 angles add up to 180, so to find CHG, I'm going to take 180, subtract 53, and I end up getting 127 degrees, and that is by C pattern. All right, our job now is to use all of those theorems to find the missing angles. So we have 7 theorems, and you can go back in your notes to look in case you forget, but real quick, I'm just going to put them up here. So we have CAT, which is 2 angles that add up to 90. We have SAT, which is 2 angles that add up to 180. We have RAT, which is the 2 angles that add up to 360. Then we have OAT, which is opposite angles are equal. And then our 3 parallel line theorems. So we just got to remember the letters for them. So we know the first letter. Make sure I show that these are parallel because you can't use these theorems unless you have the correct markings on your diagram. So we can have Z, we can have F, and we can have C. So that's what we're looking for when we're going to do these questions. So the first question, I have to determine what X, Y, and Z are. So for X, I can see that it's related to the 65 by a straight angle. So that would be SAT up here. So I know that X and 65 have to add to 180, so I'll show my calculation. To get X, I would have to take 180, subtract 65, and then that is going to give me 115 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and write the measure, 115 degrees, and then I'm going to write the theorem in order to get it with SAT in this side. All right, so the next, so I found X, and when I find something, I like to write the number in case I use it for something else. Now Y, I can see is opposite. 65 and Y are opposite angles, so that means Y is 65 degrees, and that is by OAT, and I have no calculations that I have to do for that. And then my last angle, Z, I can see again, I have opposite angles, so X and Z are opposite. Since X is 115, I know Z also has to be 115, and that again is by OAT, and there's no calculations to show that. Okay, we're at 13 minutes, so you guys know I run out at 15 minutes. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'll have a second video to keep going with the examples.